Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. JJ Redick praises Lakers forward. He's been our most consistent player. The Lakers' off-season strategy raised eyebrows when they opted to avoid making any major trades, sticking with what is largely the same roster as last season. This left the franchise banking on new head coach JJ Redick to solve last season's problems. It was a bold bet in an increasingly competitive Western Conference, especially given the team's abundance of one-way players. Yet despite these roster limitations, Redick has managed to get his players to embrace new roles, none more successfully than Rui Hachimura. In a recent post-game press conference, per Dan Woik of the Los Angeles Times, the Lakers head coach praised Hachimura as the team's most consistent player in executing the coaching staff's vision. He's responded to every challenge we've given him. He's been our most consistent player just in terms of what we've asked him to do and then going out and executing it. He's been a pleasure to coach. He's been a pleasure to be around every day. And we really missed him when he was out. Redick highlighted Hachimura's defensive growth, an area where the forward struggled last season. Even when you watch tape, even the stuff off the ball, he does the right thing more often than not. He's just like more consistent in terms of what we're asking a guy to do, in terms of his role, his responsibilities, our system, our schemes. Does it without a complaint, like he's awesome to coach. The 6 feet 8 inches, 230-pound forward has shown improvement as a rebounder, averaging 5.5 boards per game, his best mark since his rookie year. While he still occasionally misses defensive assignments or fails to box out, his willingness to crash the offensive glass has given LA crucial second-chance opportunities. With limited frontcourt options, Redick will need to continue leaning on Hachimura's two-way contributions until the Lakers can add depth. Though the team has fallen from their early 3-0 start and 6-game winning streak to a mediocre 13-12 record, Hachimura remains confident they can recapture that early season form. New LeBron James update before Lakers-Grizzlies. Los Angeles Lakers superstar LeBron James has received an update ahead of Sunday's matchup against the Memphis Grizzlies. The Memphis Grizzlies have been one of the hottest teams in the NBA, winning 10 of their last 11 to move to 18-8 overall and into second place in the Western Conference. The Grizzlies have a huge road test on Sunday night, facing the star-studded Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers have been pretty disappointing this season, losing 4 of their last 5, sitting at 13-12 and in 10th place in the West. The Lakers have been led by superstars LeBron James and Anthony Davis, who have both had incredible seasons. Davis is averaging 27.3 points, 11.2 rebounds, and 2.0 blocks per game, while James is averaging 23.0 points, 8.0 rebounds, and 9.1 assists. LA has unexpectedly been without James for their last 2 games, as the future Hall of Famer has been away from the team for personal reasons. Nobody knew when LeBron would return, but the team and fans finally got their answer. While he was questionable with left foot injury management, James has returned to the team ahead of LA's matchup against the Grizzlies on Sunday. LeBron James is participating in the Lakers walkthrough today ahead of their game against the Grizzlies, ESPN's Dave McMenamin reports. McMenamin also reported that James will play on Sunday. The Grizzlies have already faced the Lakers twice this season, splitting the series thus far. James has dominated Memphis, going for a 39-point outburst in the Lakers' loss and a 35-point triple-double in their win. The Grizzlies were certainly looking forward to walking into LA and facing the Lakers without the argued GOAT, but a matchup against James is certainly what fans are excited about. The Lakers are focused on making a strong statement from the start in their upcoming rematch against the Grizzlies. Lakers star center Anthony Davis believes that the team will need to rely on its toughness when they face the Memphis Grizzlies on Sunday night. The Lakers struggled with this on Friday, losing 97-87 to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Davis scored 23 points and grabbed 11 rebounds, but also committed 4 of Los Angeles's 22 turnovers, which was a season high. After watching his team fail to take a lead against Minnesota, Davis is focused on ensuring that the Lakers bring more intensity in their next game against Memphis. Being physical, Davis said when asked how Los Angeles was going to compete with the Grizzlies. "We're playing a physical team, and they'll try to create turnovers with their physicality and disruption on the ball, passing lanes, things like that." Davis is also hoping for a much cleaner performance than what the Lakers showed on Friday. "Once we take care of the basketball and get some ball movement and body movement, we'll be able to score," Davis said. "But we can't have 22 turnovers like we did against the Timberwolves." Superstar LeBron James is at risk of missing his third straight game for the Lakers as he continues to recover from a left foot injury. James, 39, is averaging 23.0 points, 8.0 rebounds, and 9.1 assists per game this season and is listed as questionable for Sunday's game. James has averaged 37.0 points, 9.5 rebounds, and 10.0 assists in 2 games against Memphis this season. The Grizzlies and Lakers have split those matchups, with Los Angeles winning the most recent one 128-123 on November 13. Since then, Memphis has been playing very well, going 11-3 over their last 14 games. "We are making progress and developing right now, and I'm definitely excited where this group has trended the past couple weeks," Grizzlies coach Taylor Jenkins said earlier this week. "Are we going to maintain our pace? We've been committed to relying on our depth. Defensively, we've had progress in our pick-and-roll coverages and our one-on-one defense has improved. But it's all about consistency. That's the thing we've talked with the team about over this stretch." Memphis has been on a strong run, winning 4 straight games, including a 127-121 road win over the defending champion Boston Celtics. The Grizzlies also won 135-119 against the Nets on Friday. Ja Morant led Memphis against Brooklyn with 28 points, 7 rebounds, and 10 assists, while Desmond Bane had 21 points. Jaren Jackson Jr. and Santi Aldama each added 20 points. "We've got to be proud of the recent improvements," Aldama said ahead of a 4-day break before the win over the Nets. "Use this time off and then get back to work. Use these practice days to our advantage, and kind of crack down on things we need to get better at." Big men Zach Edey, ankle, and Jay Huff, knee, are questionable for Memphis on Sunday, as is guard Marcus Smart, knee. Which Lakers can now be traded on December 15? With the magical December 15 date upon us, which Lakers are now trade eligible? After a frustrating first 2 months of the season that featured some highs and lows, the Lakers, and the rest of the NBA, have arrived at December 15. While more fans than ever are aware of the league's ins and outs, for those out of the loop, December 15 marks the date players who signed as free agents during the NBA offseason can be traded. Unofficially, it marks the start of trade season across the NBA. Rarely do trades take place before December 15 because only a portion of the league is even eligible to be traded before that date. The Lakers, however, are the exception to that. After basically running their roster back from 2023 to 24, there weren't many trade restrictions on the roster. In fact, only a small handful of Lakers even become trade eligible on December 15. Let's take a look at who can be traded and the one player who still cannot be. Freestar. Since before the season began, the Los Angeles Lakers have been open about their desire to add another center to the roster, primarily a big-bodied, physical option who can help ease the load on Anthony Davis. While Davis is still playing center primarily, the team still wants to appease his desire to not play the position full-time. He has shared the court with Jackson Hayes, but Hayes has been in and out of the lineup with an ankle issue, while Christian Wood still has yet to play this season as he recovers from off-season knee surgery. Bringing in a big who can give the Lakers good minutes and be a physical presence on either end of the court while helping on the glass remains a need. There are some options who should be available as trade candidates, and the Lakers would be wise to seriously explore these options. Jonas Valanciunas, Washington Wizards. An obvious name to start this list with, as the Lakers tried to sign Jonas Valanciunas in free agency this offseason, and even though he chose to join the Washington Wizards on a 3-year deal instead, he has still been linked with the team ever since. While not an amazing defender, Valanciunas is a physical presence on the block on offense who the team could run offense through in spurts, and has always been an excellent rebounder as well. Whether spelling Davis or playing alongside him, starting or off the bench, Valanciunas checks pretty much every box. Free star, he wouldn't be too costly either, as Gabe Vincent and a couple future second-round picks should be enough to get a deal done unless the Wizards are playing hardball or Valanciunas has more suitors driving the price up. Day'Ron Sharpe, Brooklyn Nets. Another name the Lakers have been linked to. Day'Ron Sharpe has only recently returned to the court from a hamstring strain. The big man has the size the Lakers covet, but has only been given limited opportunities to show what he can do throughout his career so far, never averaging more than 15 minutes per game. He has potential on both ends of the court with his size and skill level, and perhaps a more expanded role is all he needs to really show what he can do at the NBA level. He is on an expiring contract, however, and will be a restricted free agent this offseason. The Jalen Hood-Schifino contract matches up perfectly, or the Lakers could combine Cam Reddish and Maxwell Lewis. Adding a second-rounder to either of those would seem to be a reasonable deal for both sides. Robert Williams III, Portland Trail Blazers. Robert Williams III doesn't necessarily have the size the Lakers covet, but he makes up for that lack of height with his elite weak-side rim protection. Offensively, he is primarily just a finisher, but Davis has shown he can work well with players of that ilk, and he brings a ton of energy anytime he is on the court as well. The issue for Williams has always been injuries, which is the biggest concern. He played just 6 games last year before having his season ended and only just returned to the court for Portland a month ago. The Trail Blazers have other centers on the roster, so it would make sense if they were looking to deal Williams away, and he only has 1 more year remaining on his deal after this season. The question is what it would cost. Vincent or Jared Vanderbilt along with Maxwell Lewis would make the money work. It would then be a matter of draft compensation. Considering his injury history, a couple of second-rounders should be enough, but he could raise his price if he continues to play well. Nikola Vucevic has seemingly been on the trade block for years now, but is currently enjoying his best season in years. He fits the physical profile and is likely the best offensive fit next to Davis with his ability to play on the block and stretch the floor, career-high 47.4% from three-point range this season. Davis would help cover his deficiencies on defense, and with only 1 more year remaining on a reasonable contract, he wouldn't be a long-term investment either. But he would likely cost the most for the Lakers to acquire, especially with how well he is playing this season. Rui Hachimura and Jalen Hood-Schifino add up money-wise, but 1 first-round pick might not be enough to entice the Bulls to give him up, especially if there is competition for him at the deadline. Bit off the radar due to playing in Charlotte, but Nick Richards has quietly been one of the more reliable bigs in the league. He has great size and is currently averaging a double-double and nearly 2 blocks per game this season. He recently returned to the court from injury and has continued to be productive and has another year remaining on his deal at just $5 million, so he is reasonably priced as well. Christian Wood and Maxwell Lewis matches salary-wise, so throw in a couple second-rounders and the Lakers should have enough to make that happen. Lakers express serious trade interest in Robert Williams III and Jonas Valanciunas. The Lakers are targeting Robert Williams III and Jonas Valanciunas in a bid to bolster their struggling frontcourt before the trade deadline. The Los Angeles Lakers are reportedly exploring potential trades for 2 impactful centers, Robert Williams III of the Portland Trail Blazers and Jonas Valanciunas of the Washington Wizards, as per NBA insider Evan Sidery. With their roster struggles mounting, particularly in the center position, the Lakers are actively seeking reinforcements ahead of the trade deadline. The Lakers' lack of depth at the center position has been a glaring issue all season. Anthony Davis, their All-NBA big man, has been carrying the majority of the workload in the paint. However, the team has struggled to find a reliable backup to support him. Jackson Hayes, who was signed in the offseason, has played only 11 of the team's 25 games, while Christian Wood has yet to feature due to lingering fitness concerns. Rookie Christian Koloko has appeared in 15 games but has had minimal impact, averaging just 2.1 points and 3.8 rebounds in limited minutes. This lack of depth has significantly impacted the Lakers' performance. They currently sit at 13-12, having lost 8 of their last 11 games. Their offense has stagnated, and their defense has been exposed, especially against teams with dominant frontcourt players. This has prompted the front office to actively pursue a trade for a reliable center who can provide an immediate impact on both ends of the court. Robert Williams III, nicknamed the Time Lord, is one of the Lakers' primary targets. Known for his elite shot blocking and rim protection skills, Williams would bring much-needed defensive stability to the Lakers. He's averaging 9.6 points, 6.0 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 1.1 steals, and 1.9 blocks per game this season, despite playing limited minutes due to Portland's roster construction and a return from injury. Williams' athleticism and ability to guard multiple positions would complement Anthony Davis perfectly, creating a formidable defensive duo in the paint. However, his injury history is a concern, as he has struggled to stay consistently healthy throughout his career. If the Lakers pursue Williams, they'll need to weigh his upside against the risk of potential absences. Jonas Valanciunas offers a different skill set than Williams. The Wizards' veteran center is a reliable scorer and rebounder, known for his physicality and ability to stretch the floor with his mid-range and three-point shooting. This season, Valanciunas is averaging 12.4 points, 7.9 rebounds, and 2.2 assists while shooting 56.4% from the field. Valanciunas would provide the Lakers with a more traditional big man who can dominate the boards and serve as a consistent offensive option in the post. His experience and durability make him an attractive target for a team looking to stabilize its rotation. However, his slower defensive foot speed could pose challenges in the Lakers' fast-paced system. Reports suggest that the Lakers have already offered a trade package for Valanciunas and are also engaged in talks with the Washington Wizards regarding potential moves. As the Lakers sit precariously in the 10th seed in the Western Conference, their need for a game-changing move is urgent. Acquiring either Williams or Valanciunas would address their frontcourt depth issues and help alleviate some of the pressure on Anthony Davis. Whether they opt for Williams' defensive prowess or Valanciunas' offensive consistency, the Lakers' decision could have a significant impact on their postseason hopes. With the trade deadline looming, the Lakers will need to act swiftly and strategically to secure one of these big men. Their front office must find a balance between improving the current roster while preserving future flexibility to remain competitive in the long term. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Robert Williams? Leave your opinion in the comments.